The next person we'll be interviewing is Skystar, which I had the opportunity interviewing myself. Hi, I'm Chrisanne Humphrey. Today I'll be speaking with Ainsworth Rose, known as Skystar. He is celebrated as the leading reggae artist in Western Canada. Over the past few years, he has performed as the opening act, renowned reggae dancehall artists, including I Octane, Pampute, Baby Shan, Javinci, and many more. Welcome, Skystar.
Thank you for having me. What's up?
Nothing much. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, doing fine. It's a great joy to be here,
Blessing.
Bless.
Every day above ground is a great day, right?
Every day above ground.
Absolutely. Can you tell us about your upbringing and how it has shaped you in the music business?
Well, I was born and raised in Jamaica, Kingston 29 Conway Drive. And life was rough. I'm not going to say life was really good. Life was really rough. And so, because of that, my mom had to be moving almost everywhere, every corner of Jamaica. So then we moved to a place called St. Andrew,
Okay.
right? That's up in the hill, Mud Town. And I started doing the music because of the influence on the streets. So my mom's a vendor, right?
Okay.
So when she push her juice carts at nights, she used to stop at the dance hall where they play the
Okay.
music, right? Yeah, so you find, say, me as a toddler watching these superstars in that dance, in that party, I started to emulate what they're doing. Like, they're performing on the sound system, they're just doing entertainment straight. So as a kid, I soaked that up like a sponge. And that's when I knew, yo, that's what I want to do. That's what I wanna be an entertainer, I wanna be a musician. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay.
And then at 9 years old, my house got burnt out
Wow.
by gang violence. Yeah, so there was a huge upspur of gang violence in the community. My house got burnt out. Me and my moms and my sibling, we lived on the street for a good little bit, and it was rough, but music was the ozone. You know what I mean? I never stopped singing. I keep doing the music still. I enter a lot of battles, a lot of music clash, won a lot of them.
So, do you feel that music was basically a vibration that kept you away from thinking of the hardship that you went through growing up?
Yes, man, I want to hear. Before the music gave me sanity, it was sufferation and poverty. You know what I mean? So the instrumentals, that's what made me sane. You know what I mean? That's how I found my peace.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I just kept doing the music, kept writing, kept entering those little penny concerts, and yeah, the music, that's just my background, how my life was shaped by the music.
Oh, wow. That's funny how you say that because I always go back to the quote because music was also, I didn't grow up in a perfect surrounding household, but I felt like I enjoyed music and I also enjoyed dancing.
Yeah.
So I felt that kept me sane.
Yes.
It just keeps you on another level.
Oh yeah.
Right? And the quote that I always go by with Bob Marley, he's like, when the music hits you,
You feel no pain.
you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The legend Bob Marley.
Big up.
Yes, man.
Yeah. So your creative process. So when you're writing music or you're listening to a beat, what gets you into that creative zone?
To be honest, I treat the music as a vibration, as a spiritual movement, a mystic. So it's not like I get up and say, yo, I want to sing a song about money. I want to sing a song about violence. I want to sing a love song.
Yeah.
No, it's the, when you play that instrumental, it's that vibration that you get, that feeling. The instrumental is saying something to you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you as the person, as the artist, you just utter the words of what the instruments is saying to you. You know what I mean? So that's just my creative process. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And like I do reggae and I do dancehall.
Right.
I do soca, but my overall music is reggae.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just the vibe and the vibration, the kind of instrumentals you get. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't even have the instrumentals. Sometimes we make the song, we write the song, have the melody, timing, and everything, and then we send the vocal to the engineer, and he listen to it, and he start playing the beat around it. He start, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
that's just my creative process. And sometimes my best time to write songs is to take a long walk, or I drive out in my car, go for a long drive, far away, and
So it's like you're in a meditative zone.
in the Goldilocks zone. That's what I call it, you know what I mean?
Goldilocks
Yeah.
zone,
Once
that's
you
a
know
good way to put it.
Skystar, you gotta know about the Goldilocks zone. So
Interesting.
I go in a different world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my mind, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. So how do you balance your Jamaican roots with the Canadian culture?
It's not hard, you know, because you have to be yourself first and foremost. I'm a Jamaican, 100% Jamaican first
Right.
before I become a Canadian citizen.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then again, you understand, so in Canada, they you find that a lot of people, well, Canadians, they love the reggae music, they love our culture. It's a multicultural place.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's not hard to navigate through the country or through their heritage with my heritage.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because as I said, it's a melting pot of culture. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, it's all good.
Interesting. Being in Canada, do you feel the need to explore different genres of music, or do you feel that you stick with your cultural music, what you grew up listening to?
Well, as I said, to be honest and respectfully, I'm a Jamaican first. Reggae music is my thing.
Okay.
You know, the only way I explore other genre is collaboration.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I don't think it's true. I'm a reggae artist and then I'm rapping.
Right.
It's not true.
Right.
It's a lie. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not gonna paint that perfect picture as a reggae artist. But if I have a rapper
Yeah.
singing on a collab with my reggae music, then that's the only way I can venture, by being a part of a collaboration with a different genre. Yeah, so that's just my
Okay.
opinion of it.
So speaking of collaborations, who have you collaborated with?
Well, I've collaborated with a few reputable international reggae artists like Ja Vinci. That's my first reggae collaboration.
Wow.
Well, not my first, but my first
You're big.
big collaboration
Right.
that I did
Right.
when I was I think I was 13, 14 years old.
Oh wow.
One of my good friends, like a brother to me, his name is Omar. We call him Bunny. His dad is one of the Mighty Diamonds.
Okay.
What they call him, Bunny Diamond.
Interesting.
In Jamaica. Yeah, the Mighty Diamonds, they're really huge in the reggae world. Like,
Right.
you know, they sing the song, Pass the Coachy on the left hand side.
Hey.
Yeah, so I did a collab with Bunny Diamond. I don't know if that ever came out
Okay.
or whatever. But then when I came to Canada, I did a collab with Ja Vinci. That song is out. It's called Gonna Be Okay. That was produced by me.
Okay.
And I did a next collab with Shano. That song was also produced by me. And I did collab with Sniper Wisdom. That's one of my artists from Edmonton. Shout out to Sniper Wisdom, very good artist. I did a number of collabs with him. And we're looking into doing some more collabs.
So, what is your dream collaboration you wish to achieve?
My dream collaboration? Yo, you know my dream collaboration, to be honest with you? I don't know. The next one.
The next one?
Yeah, the next collaboration.
So you don't have someone you'd be like, I wanna collab with him.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, let me be real and honest. I'm not gonna be like biased and or try to ride any coattail. I wanna do a collab with one of my boys, Arlo Maverick. Really good. I like his style, I like his energy. I wanna do a collab with him. I always want to do a collab with Sean Paul
Ooh.
or Shaggy,
He was my favorite artist back in the day.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
But one of my greatest collab that I would love to win is with Agent Sasco.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like him too.
That's my favorite artist first.
Yeah.
Before I get introduced to Massacre and Alkaline and Bounty Killer. Well, Bounty is everybody's favorite one. Agent Sasco,
AKA
keeping my fingers crossed. Sasco,
AKA
aka Assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So being a reggae artist, what challenges have you faced in the
Well,
beginning of your journey as a reggae artist?
well, the challenges that you face really it depends, because there's a lot of different challenges that comes with it as a reggae artist, like minimal representation, right?
Right.
Like there's not enough solid representation, or what you call a solid industry
Right.
for reggae music on a world level. You know what I mean?
Do you feel in the Caribbean culture in general, there's not a representative for the Caribbean music?
There is representative, but at the same time, in the Caribbean, it goes off a hype
Right.
as opposed to the mere business of it, or
Right.
the mere administrative background of it. You understand what I'm saying?
So you feel that
That's-
the music in a whole, it's overlooked until there's like some hype.
Yeah, it's more overlooked
Right.
until there is a hype.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
and then it goes back down
then
again.
it just goes back down, and
Right.
then there's no steady, consistent movement like you have hip hop.
Right.
It's steady. You
Right.
have R&B. It's steady. You know what I
Right.
mean? You have
alternative.
alternative, and it's steady. It's too much up and down, and it should be just, you know what I mean?
What challenges have you faced in the music industry and how do you overcome them?
There's a lot of challenges in different ways, different form, different places, different aspects. Like some of the challenges, representation, like lack of representation. Even though I have a team, but I'm talking like on a general level.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like an industrial level or industry kind of level.
Right. Right.
And funding is one of the big thing. And more ways to highlight new talents in reggae music. It's these days the music is treated like a hype. You know what I mean? So instead of it being a straight, continuous movement, it's more of a hype moment. Okay, so this artist is hype. No, you don't have like 10 reggae artists breaking through the door
Right.
like a hip hop.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's more you have dancehall artists that break down the door, but they're not breaking down the door on a world level.
Right.
It's you get like one or two break through that, that international gate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are some of the challenges, and the next thing, support system.
Right.
It's like community support. It's kinda it's we're lacking a lot of community support too.
I feel so.
Yeah, like big time, especially in Canada. Reggae music don't have that big support. You know what I mean? But I mean, there are people there that give us support, but we need more. You know what I mean? And to overcome these challenges, for me, I just keep going.
You just keep going.
I just keep going, just keep making music, keep producing quality music, showing up to my shows when I get booked
Right.
and paid.
Right.
I'm there. Pun intended. So I just show up to my shows.
Yeah.
Communicate with my fans and my supporters. Yeah, that's it. That's how I overcome it.
Right. So how do you see music evolving over time?
Sometimes evolution is good and sometimes evolution is bad. You know what I mean? Well, dancehall on a whole is evolving. reggae music is evolving because the instruments, the beats have changed. You know what I mean? But I think people more prefer the authentic old style of reggae and dancehall as opposed to the new style. They're not used to it yet.
Explain.
Like the new style of dancehall music is they call it trap dancehall.
Okay.
You see, you said explain it. Do you know what is trap dancehall? No, but you know what is dancehall.
You know, on a download,
Mm-hmm.
I love dancehall.
See, you love trap dancehall.
I don't know what is
You
trap
don't
dancehall.
see. You don't know what is trap dancehall. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes evolution is good. Sometimes it's bad. I'm not knocking trap dancehall.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad or it's not good or nothing. But I mean, they're fusing the music the wrong way, as opposed to enhance dancehall. They didn't enhance it. They fuse it with something that's not ours.
It's not original.
No, it's not original.
So can you give us an example or a song?
So trap dancehall is mixed with the trap hip hop.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
As opposed to dancehall itself is just
The original.
raw, authentic Jamaican dancehall music.
Right.
Rough, the grimy, the upbeats, the happy music. You know what I mean? And reggae is just a world music in general. Like it's more on a global scale, it's more accepted worldwide. But sometimes it's watered down a little bit, but it's still reggae. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not fused with anything. You know what I mean?
So you feel that reggae should be reggae, dancehall, original dancehall. We should just keep that momentum.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, when I went to Europe, people listening to straight dancehall and reggae. I don't hear not one trap song. You get what I'm saying?
So do they go back? Are they listening to the old stuff rather than new
Yes.
stuff?
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay, so when I went to Europe, right? I went to England and I started performing and I was singing reggae songs. And reggae songs isn't my biggest songs. I didn't get a big break from reggae. I get a big break from dancehall. But when I sing reggae, the place erupted. They know the songs. And I'm here in Canada, didn't even know that my songs are over there.
Wow.
Playing in Europe, people know them. You know what I mean? So,
How did you feel?
oh, I got, what you call it?
Goosebumps?
Goosebumps, butterfly.
You're probably like, I'm not in my country.
Yeah, it was hard
What am I hearing?
It was very hard it was very, I don't know, it was unbelievable. Like, I'm like, yo, I was saying to my manager, yo, Diet Monkey, they know the songs, you know what I mean? But, I mean, that's what I'm saying, like, it's just the work, you know what I mean? It's just how we put out the songs, we target certain areas too, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just, yeah.
One of my favorite songs. You want to guess?
Which
Of
one?
yours?
Rotate,
No.
Split Bones.
I mean, that's one of them, but one that really touched here,
Which one?
Karma.
See, Karma, that's a good one. Because Karma is my biggest reggae song. Biggest. That's one of the songs that
It hits here because
Yeah.
you know, I don't know what motivated you to write that song, but it's like no matter what you go through, and no matter what people put you through, it's like
you have to be strong.
leave it in
Leave it
God's
to
hand.
Karma. Yeah.
Yeah, or just say leave it to karma.
Just leave it to Karma.
Yeah.
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 Karma is the innocence defense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're innocent. You have good heart. You have good mentality.
Yeah.
You think good of people, and then someone try to take what you have, try to bring you down. You don't have to fight them back all the time. Karma will be your warrior. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what motivated you to write that song?
As I said, it's just the instrumental and the vibes, the vibration, and we look around the world and we see in times like these, friends, you have friends who can't wait to having a grudge against a next friend just to, expose them or to put them out on the internet, to bring down a next one, you know what I mean? And it's just a crazy world right now we're living in, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are good people around.
There
But
are, and sometimes I feel you may think a particular person is meant to walk that journey with you, but I feel they show their true selves because they're not meant to go on the next level with you.
that's true.
It hurts, but you have to realize, they did their time, their place,
That's
their
true.
moment,
That's true.
on to the next.
That's true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. So, congratulations on your recent nomination for Reggae Artist of the Year and Dancehall Song of the Year. How did it feel knowing that you had that recognition?
It's a great joy. Greatest joy. You know what I mean? Once, first and foremost, let me say thanks to all my supporters, all my fans to vote for me, the ones who voted, the ones who shared stuff, the ones who write comments. Thanks to all the Sky Nation. They're the ones who helped to make it possible. All the listeners, all the people who stream it. And thanks to Reggae North, thanks to Reggae Exclusive Magazine, and thanks to the Abidork Society, thanks to, well, and I just made the Canadian reggae chart too by Rebel Vibes. That's a very reputable um, platform in Canada. You know what I mean? Yeah, so we just hit the charts with Karma. Karma jumped from number 10, now it's at number 8, so it's climbing. And yeah, to get these awards and these accolades, it's a God given grace and a joy, because we do the work and we work tirelessly, day and night. We go out, we tour, we campaign tour. I've been on the road for 2 years, 2 years straight.
Wow.
Just touring, campaigning, doing shows, interviews, you name it, just to be recognized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And know that they're celebrating Skystar as the leading reggae artist for Western Canada. Come on, the feeling is great. You know what I mean? So we just came from Reggae North, where I was nominated twice as Artist of the Year
Yeah.
and Traditional Dancehall Song of the Year. I just won in the top 5 Reggae Artist of the Year from Reggae Exclusive in Toronto.
Ooh.
And I just
My
won an
hometown.
yeah.
My hometown.
Toronto's your home.
Yeah, I grew up in Toronto.
Nice. And I just won an award with Abidark Media, that's in Ontario again. Community service and excellence award.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's a big achievement.
Oh yeah, that's
You're putting in the work.
it's the milestone, man.
Wow.
Consistency, and
It's
having a
the
good
key.
team. Yeah, man.
As you continue your growth in career, what are your goals for the future?
It's to always do good music, always do good music. Try to develop my community too, try to find out what we need in Edmonton, try to help the reggae artists, them in Edmonton, because there's a lot of reggae artists in Alberta, but because, as I said, there's lack of representation, a lot of them are giving up, a lot of them stopping. They don't want to pursue it anymore. So my mission right now is to help to create a development and, to help other artists, other art, to push their music, find ways, break these doors so they can get a foot into, get some of these awards, get some grants, even though I don't get no grants yet. But hey, I need some grants, okay?
You're putting it out there, and I believe whatever you focus on,
Yeah,
it will eventually come to fruition.
that's true.
Right.
That's true.
So, whoever is listening to us right now, as an artist who's on the verge of giving up or not there yet, what advice would you give them?
Don't give up. Don't give up. And I know sometimes money is hard to come by, but let me teach you this. what I've learned, not everything you do as an artist requires money. Sometimes it's you just have to load up on contents, you know, do create a team. You don't have to find somebody to say, okay, I want you to be a manager. Your manager can be the person who's with you every day, who the person who believes in you the most. You know what I mean? It's not all about money. There's other things you can do to enhance your career and to push your music, to push your art. You get what I'm saying? Not only money. Yeah, you need money to shoot video, yes, or to get us a product ready. But at the same time, the internet is free too.
Absolutely.
Like, keep posting, keep creating contents and put it out. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait all the time for a promoter to call you for a show. You can apply for shows
Right.
professionally. So at least you can get paid. Sometimes you don't get paid. Depends. If you want to promote yourself, you get what I'm saying? You just have to keep consistent, keep going, and have manners and be professional.
So for those who are listening out there, I hope you take that advice and never give up on your dreams.
Never.
Never. So with your goals and aspiration, you'll have those days where you're frustrated. Do you have something to take you back into that? No, this is where I'm heading. This is just a bump in the road. What takes you back to
Family.
your family?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Family at home. Family that come from me. That's what take me out of any frustration. Because when you reach that bump in the road, if you stop, you're not going to realize that the road still continue. Because they say every adversity comes with it a seed of greater equivalent benefit. And most people never see success because they get stopped by failure when success is just after failure. You get what I'm saying? So a curve in the road is never the end of the road unless you fail to make that turn. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel when you stop trying is when you fail.
Of course, you never stop, man. Just keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Never
Keep
give
going,
up the
guys.
fight. So family first and foremost, all the time.
Wow.
Mhm.
So apart from music, as Skystar, the reggae artist, what do you do on your spare time?
Family. I'm out with my family. Tell you, say family is everything to me, eh? Yeah, man.
What
Family.
What do you enjoy doing?
Movies. Okay, I love taking my kids to the park.
Right.
I love to watch movies, 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 movies. I love to cook, but because I'm a wife, though, I haven't cooked for a long time.
Okay.
But movies, I love movies.
You love movies.
Yeah, I love to hang out with my boys, just watch movies,
Okay.
going out, sometimes with my friends too, we go to the parties,
Okay.
to the reggae parties, all the vibes,
Right.
But like in spare time, I don't really, I don't know. It's family, and yeah, diet monkey on the phone, doing computer work, administrative work,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, man, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you enjoy cooking.
yeah, man. Oh yeah, so man, love cook, man. Cooking is it, man.
So you're a foodie.
Yeah, man. The girls them teddy bear. Yeah, well, I love the food. Food is the staff of life, just like music.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I see food as an art because I'm a professional chef, I'm a chef by profession.
Oh
too.
wow.
Yeah, been to school for it, been to culinary school. Back home, I own 2 restaurants, you know. And I came to Canada through cooking, because of cooking.
Oh wow.
Came here as a chef too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but then I venture off, it's a different country, different culture. So I just ventured off, find something else, make some more money because once family start having family, so
Yeah, it becomes expensive,
it's
right?
become so expensive.
Yeah.
So I ventured in the oil field
Nice.
thanks to my boy Sniper. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
yeah, so yeah.
Nice. So, what is your favorite thing to cook? Do you stick with your cultural food? Or do you like to venture off and try different things?
I love to try new things too. Even though I love cooking my cultural food, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but my favorite thing to cook in my culture,
Yeah.
ackee and saltfish.
Ackee and saltfish.
Yeah, man, mackerel and rice. You know what I mean? But like, because as I said, I'm a chef by profession, so I used to cook in the hotel, Sandals Hotel.
Oh, nice.
Sandals Beaches and Resorts back home.
Yeah.
So we learned to cook a lot of different ethnic meals across the world. So yeah, every now and then I'd whip up something different. You know what I mean? Yeah. And my boys, my kids love when I make them pasta. Yeah. They love when I cook because I cook to spoil them, you know?
Right.
Yeah, when mommy cook, she cook the good healthy food, the standard food, right?
Yeah.
But me, I just cook to spoil them, you know, something different. So,
Okay.
yeah.
You know the Canadian kids love their pasta, you know?
What? Yeah, my kids them love the pasta too, man.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
All right. Tell us about your EP, The Sky's the Limit.
Well, Sky's the Limit EP is a body of work that is constructed by me, my record label, Diet Monkey Entertainment, and Vigilante Entertainment. However, Sky's the Limit EP has been one of my most successful EP since K20 EP. Sky's the Limit EP has been played on CBC Radio, Reggae North Radio, Rebel Vibes Radio, Vibe 105, a ton of college radio stations, and it's been in heavy rotations in England and in Europe. So in Jamaica also, and on the bridge, and I have to say it's one of my most successful body of work since, you know, it consists of 6 songs. It's out right now with one of my leading songs that has been one of the most popular songs in the reggae diaspora, which is called Learnt, that which has tremendous amount of streams and is played in every single reggae party you can think of.
Wow.
And it's played on radios across the world. Then my second what you call it, popular song. Well, one of the song that hit the chart from the EP is Karma. That same song that is
My favorite.
Yeah, Karma hit the Rebel Vibes reggae Canadian reggae chart. So that's a next win for the EP.
Wow.
The next song on the EP that got nominated is Split Bounce by, you know, that's produced by Diet Monkey. So Split Bounce had got nominated for Traditional Dancehall Song of the Year by Reggae North
Wow.
Awards. Yeah, so this EP is Sky's the Limit.
Yeah.
You know?
What can fans expect from you in the coming future months or years?
Good music. Well, we have, so my next big move right now is my show, my concert, my live concert, which I'm inviting you and your family to come down to Edmonton. It's called Intimacy.
Intimacy.
Yeah, Intimacy. This will March 9th,
March 9th.
2025.
Okay.
So this year we had it March 8th, 2024.
Okay.
That was my first live concert, which we had a great turnout. Thanks to everybody who came. And so this one, we're gonna have a surprise guest artist. Not gonna say it yet, but that's my next big move right now. For now, when it comes to project with music, I have a single coming out. It's called Zoom Zoom Power. That's gonna be dropping October the 25th. That's on my birthday. So it's a birthday present. So I encourage everybody to go buy it. That's how you're gonna be buying me my present.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Get his present.
Yeah,
Get him his present by listening to his music.
that song is produced by my record label Corner Trends and Khalifa Music in Jamaica. Shout out to Khalifa. Yeah, and we got lots in the making that I don't want to jinx yet, but we got so much good things in the making coming up.
So we're gonna sit back, or just sit back, and just
Yo, you just have to follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Facebook. You won't miss a beat. Trust me. I will make sure that I keep all the fans and supporters updated.
Absolutely. We 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 look forward to your continuous music, of course, because in times of hardship, or where you don't feel your best, you just turn that on, press the play button.
Yes, because remember, Skystar do happy music.
Absolutely.
We do conscious, happy, feel good music.
High vibrational.
High vibration, inspirational music. I was just at the Lee Ridge Elementary School with all the little babies, all the kids. I never knew I had kiddie fans.
That is so cute.
Oh man, it's so cute to see them. So and that's to show you that when how clean the music is, how or resonating people are relating, even the kids can have it because it's alcohol free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we just do good music.
Nice.
That's it. Uplifting music. Because when I went to the school to read for these kids, all these kids coming up to me, we listen to your music every time. I'm like, what? You listening to? It was a great feeling. So shout out to Lee Ridge Elementary School. And I'm doing a charity with my show, Intimacy, my concert. I'm doing a charity, doing a fundraising. So we're going to donate some of the proceedings from that show towards Lee Ridge Elementary School for the
Oh,
kids.
that's really nice.
Yeah, I just
Back to the kids.
yeah, I just want to give back to the community. So anybody out there want to have anything they want to donate, come to the show, whatever you do towards the show, some of it goes to the charity for Lee Ridge Elementary School.
Well, looking forward to seeing you in March. Hopefully before that. That's my birthday month.
Don't worry, I got VIP for all you guys.
Okay. Looking forward to see you there.
Thank you.
So, do you have an ending quote of positivity you'd like to?
An ending quote?
Yeah.
Just believe in God, because God is the greatest first and foremost. Believe in the Almighty. See, I'm saying you wake up in the morning, you give thanks and you pray. Whatever God you believe in, just believe. Because human being need something to believe in. Human being need a purpose. See, I'm saying, so whatever is your purpose, that's what you're supposed to follow. And that wake you up in the morning, send you to sleep in the night. As no matter what, life still won't be better until you go back to sleep. See what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
once you're up, man, just give thanks and
Absolutely. I always say this. Every day above ground is a great day.
Is a great
regardless.
day.
Regardless.
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 True.
All right.
God is the greatest, man.
All right.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Yes.
The next person I'll be interviewing is the owner of a restaurant, the only Caribbean restaurant in Red Deer, Alberta, named Chubby.
I always work at the Keg Steakhouse and Bar and work at Blue Water Wash, a trucking company. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do something for myself. I was going to name the restaurant Triple C, which is my wife, my son, and I. And then I changed it and said, I should do, a lot of people know me as Chubby, so why not just name it Chubby, Jerk, and Barbecue? And here we go. My name is Errol White. I am the owner for Chubby, Jerk, and Barbecue. I'm operating for 6 years, which it's a pleasant to doing it, It's my passion for cooking. From I was a kid, I used to cook with my friends and neighbors, and to be frank, was the chef. So from that time until now, I just like to cook. I like cooking. and I choose it as, you know, to do it for the rest of my life. 'Cause it's, you know, it's a passion to doing it. I like to do it, you know. I like to do different stuff, you know. I'm not just cook Jamaican food. I cook different type of food. When I was growing up, you know, we used to run our boat, you know, which we just come together, buy stuff at the shop and make a pot, you know. And they always choose me to do it, you know. So from that time until now, I said, you know what? I gotta keep this going for a long time, you know. It is more to cooking because you have to go by recipe and you have to know what you are doing because, you know, slight mistake you make, you know, it's gonna be a problem. You don't want to salt the pot. You don't want to put too much garlic powder, not too much, you know, rest of mixed seasoning. You have to have a limit amount to do it, you know. The challenge in Red Deer for opening a business downtown Red Deer is not an easy task. You go through a lot of stuff, you know, and it's not a big community that will give you the support. You know, going to Calgary or Edmonton, it's a better one. It's a mixed culture in Red Deer. Definitely, you have to mix up the menu. You cannot only do Jamaican food. You have to mix it up. 'Cause even doing my menu, I had Caribbean meatloaf, which a lot of people is asking me, what is that? I say it's the regular meatloaf, which made from ground beef and add your spice, but I do a little extra spice into it, so make it more like a Caribbean. 'Cause even doing the jerk chicken, they asking me for more scotch bonnet pepper, you know. So I always saying to them, you know, it's not just one person I'm cooking for. I have to do it in between so each and everyone can enjoy it, you know. If you need more spice, I have it. I can provide you with it. Follow your dream. If you have a passion for certain things, go ahead and do it. Only a failure can beat a trial. So go ahead and do what you have to do. You never know. If you don't try it, you're not going to know what the success will be. My grandma was a chef at the hotel back in the days. My in-law was a chef of his own restaurant. I always work with him until I graduate from school. I go back to a cooking school. And from that time until now, you know, I'm just keep going. I work all over. I work in the Cayman Island. I work in St. Lucia. I was a breakfast cook at on the cruise ship. I work with Sanders Ochireas. I was a supervisor, breakfast and lunch supervisor, until that I start to expand out, you know. So it's a wonderful thing, owning your business. Use your own boss, you know. So it's good. To be frank, it's good. When I born, my grandma passed. But my dad always tell me that your grandma was a chef, you know? So it's like it's in the family, you know? So someone from, you know, out of the three boys, so someone take up that. I'm just gonna continue doing cooking, open a bigger restaurant, so my whole family can work with me. My recipe, I always use, you know, natural stuff, like natural ingredients. So you get better flavor from it. I don't really like to use like the powder seasoning and stuff. I use my garlic, my onion, my thyme, my scallion, you know, you name it, and blend it together. And man, that's it's good. to be frank, when I start off almost in the pandemic, the COVID, and things wasn't right. And to be frank, a lot of people think I would close down already because a lot of business was there and after me closed down. And I say, I'm going to fight it and not giving up. One day, things will be better. And you see, things better now. The Cayman Island was a great place working. I like the Cayman Island. I worked there for 14 years. And man, it was great. Working in Canada is not bad, it's good. You know, yeah, you got a lot of experience, you know. 'Cause even when I was working at the steakhouse, the Cake Steakhouse and Bar, you know, I get to meet a lot of people and everybody, you know, like me, you know. Whatever I'm doing, I do it with passion. So when I'm doing the stuff, I do it from my heart. So I do it the best I can so somebody can enjoy. Because they say looks is deceiving. Is all the food present in the plate, you know, that is a big thing. It can taste good and it look not properly, you know, but once you plate it very nice, once they high see, then they say this is good.